Record. 3, 2, 1. Rutabaga.
Rutabaga. You say rutabaga slower than me.
Well, I slowed it down because you were.
I don't have the time in my day to say rutabaga that slow.
Alright. Welcome back to the long since gone pocket. It hasn't been that long. It's been long.
Welcome back to the world's only Minecraft podcast that isn't Minecraft themed.
It's been a while since we've been on the server, I guess. But school and work and whatnot, it's troubling. But we are in Braden's beautiful, lovely abode.
Thank you. I worked very hard on it. I've been watching a lot of HTTV.
Yeah. Alright, well, probably.
HTTV stands for Home and Garden Television.
And I just noticed that your name is still HTPGamer on the.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
But
yeah, I've changed my name.
I don't know if you guys know at home, but Braden has undergone a complete rebranding.
Yes, HTPGamer is a garbage name. I guess we could talk about that. I guess.
Sleep for one.
Oh, yeah. Let me sleep under my dog.
Dreams, alright, so why did you all of a sudden have a revelation that you don't like your name?
Well, it's something that I've been thinking about for a while, actually. This has been a long time coming, basically. HTPGamer is a stupid name.
But you've had it for so long. I really don't think it's a stupid name, honestly.
I was really expecting you to be like, well, it is terrible.
Nah, I mean...
just as a throw-in.
You are like HTPGamer, you know.
Thank you.
And
that's the worst thing anyone's ever said to me.
I'm just saying, like, it's weird now that it's
yeah. Where did my... Oh, it broke. My axe broke. This is not a Minecraft podcast. Honestly, HTPGamer has kind of had this problem in my head. I kind of talked about this a little in the short video I made that was just hey, I'm changing names. But, I've sort of had this problem where if I think like, oh, I need to make a video, it'll always be in the context of, I need to be HTPGamer. I need to be me, but I need to be exaggerated. I need to be trying to make jokes. Like, I don't even care that much if they're funny. It's just, I'm meant to be this comedic personality. And I also had this sort of standard of like, obviously I did, it's not like super highbrow, extremely creative, brilliant videos, but I always had the standard like, this video can't be this, or it has to be edited, or have a lot of work put into it, otherwise, it's just lazy and isn't something that I would want to watch. But I watch your garbage, so I mean, obviously.
It's like I'm turning to me, bro.
Well,
As you do.
As, well, I mean... If it falls to anyone to get roasted, might as well be the most deserving.
I've learned over time that I'm a very roastable person. Probably more reason than one. I guess I'm bringing it upon myself. I don't know.
I think it's more that it's just we're at an age where we think it's funny to just throw people under the bus.
But I've always been like I get roasted a lot, but I can maybe because I take it and don't really do anything about it, I guess.
Oh, like you've never thrown punches?
I don't care.
Literal punches. You beat me up in middle school.
That's not true.
Oh. Okay.
You don't say that like it is. It's not true.
It's not true. Ethan couldn't beat up a fly.
That's also not true. But I've not punched... Well, okay, that's not true. I've had fights with my siblings, but I've not fought someone. Or anything like that.
This might surprise you, but I also have never been in a fight.
Hold on, we're deviating too much from the source material. We need to get back to...
We're going off script.
We need to go back to your name. Alright, so...
Well, I think this should be an open, this should be like an interview where I I gave my little spiel, and now you, tell me, ask me questions about it.
Oh, I'm about to ask some questions about it.
Okay, heck yes.
So... The fans at home would be raving at me on Twitter if I didn't ask you this question. So, after all these years, can you confirm or deny that HTP did in fact stand for how to play.
That's actually in one of my videos. If you watch my videos, you would know that I do discuss that at one point.
Well, look, Braden.
Because I wanted to make a Let's Play channel, but my first game would have been Paper Mario, but I'm really bad at Paper Mario, so that didn't really work out. I tried to make little, like, cute little screen things. I'll be honest, I was inspired by Chuck Conroy because he puts a lot of effort into his videos. So I figured, hey, I could do that. Just put, like, screen display that's like, this is how much HP he has, this is his health or what, or that's the same thing.
That is, in fact, the same thing.
Yeah, it just puts information on screen about, like, enemies or bosses or whatever, but then I realized, hey, I don't know that much about Paper Mario. I have not 100% completed it. I've beaten it one time, and I'm just not good at playing it, so I realized I shouldn't do that. So then I just kept the name, even though I made it a super long time ago. But then one day, Garrett was like, hey, make a video, so I did.
So it does stand for how to play.
It did originally. It doesn't now.
What does it stand for now?
It stands for Hotep, the Egyptian letter, which stands for balance.
Oh. What a drastic shift in that.
Sure. That's definitely what it stands for now.
Hotep. Hotel, motel, holiday inn.
Hotep, Motep, Holiday Inn.
But I just don't know. It's just Braden. How good of a name is that? Like you got.
Well, see,
you got the pinnacle of like YouTube name, marketing, channel. Like you got the pinnacle with HTPGamer, and then you throw this like curveball, this little shift up with it's just Braden, and I don't really know what to think of it.
Well, that's the beauty of it, is that from the beginning, I knew that HTPGamer was at least kind of original, and that, if you look it up, which, by the way, it took years, but it finally got to the point where I guess I looked it up enough where it stops redirecting to RPGamer.
Dude, that's a win right there.
Yeah, but then at some point...
pragmatic win, one might say.
Yeah, hey, thank you. But yeah, it got to a point where, well, that's the idea of It's Just Braden, is that it's not a brand or a name. That's me. If I don't even know if I'll make any more videos, but if I do, the whole point is that I'm going to be making videos that I want to make, and not like, I want to be really entertaining, and I want to make people laugh at the expense of my own mental health. Which is kind of a weird thing to say if you're making stupid, surreal comedy YouTube videos, but you understand.
Oh, I understand. I didn't realize that your channel put that much of a strain on you.
Yeah, I'm weird.
I know. My channel's never really been something that, like, stressed me out. I don't know. It only bothered me when I didn't fulfill, like, I guess my responsibility to carry something out.
Yeah, that's basically what I did to myself. Was I had this idea of, well, this channel is for video games, and then it started out because I made that first video where it was me playing a video game, but it was heavily edited, and it took like several hours to edit, and it got to a point where I was like, well, crap, this is the content that I make now. It took years for me to be like, okay, I guess I'm comfortable also making reviews, because those are also really like a long process to make. But I never got to a point where I was like, oh, I feel comfortable making content that's really easy to make.
I never did a review before. Maybe something I should try in the future.
I recommend it. It's fun if you're not, like, forcing yourself to do it.
Yeah.
Well, because the first one was like, yeah, I'm just gonna try this and see if it works, and then it worked out pretty well, except then I made a bunch that weren't very good. The first one wasn't very good. I make a lot of garbage. I was in high school when I made those things, and I was prepubescent, and I didn't understand my sense of humor. And also, I didn't really like myself that much. But, these things change.
Yeah, making videos in high school was truly a different beast entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I did it a lot, and I did it because I, like, really enjoyed it and had a passion for doing it. And with the knowledge that, or I don't know if knowledge, but like I knew I was never gonna become anything of it. Like I just
Yeah, I
did
guess
it because
that's
I just really liked making videos. It was fun to me.
that's also kind of a delusion I had for a while.
That
Was
you might could.
I? Yeah, I thought that even though I didn't upload that much, I thought that if I just made videos like if I kept to my quote unquote brand, like if I tried to stick to my content style and just stayed as true to what I like my own sense of humor, that I would at some point at least get a little bit of recognition. And I guess 42 subscribers is the point where I was like, I guess this is about what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I like having 42 subscribers because it's more than 0.
As long as one person is watching my videos, I will continue making them. That's how I feel.
That one person is yourself. Actually, it's Emily. I saw that Twitter conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it. But, I don't know.
Why doesn't she watch all my videos, huh?
She probably did.
She never showed up to one of my live streams.
She probably did watch them.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know what people want.
Yeah, Emily, what are you thinking, huh? Get in the comments. Challenge my offense to you. I'm not good at speaking English.
That's alright. That's what we expect of you. That's why you're on a podcast.
You're about right.
Chunk this. Boom, boom.
I need...
I do.
If you couldn't make videos about video games, what would you make videos about?
Gosh, I don't know. I probably would do a podcast type thing where I just talk about random stuff that I think about.
If you take out the video footage and you ignore all the parts where we talk about Minecraft, this is not a video game podcast.
Yeah, it's true. But I just enjoy playing Minecraft.
It is a very good game. Would you say it's in your top 5 favorite
Holy
games?
crap, is that a segue?
That's right. That's right, Kevin.
Yeah,
This is, in fact, now a video game podcast. Because we're going to talk about video games today.
That was a nice little intro, though, about our channel, though. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's what they call it's on brand and it's appropriate.
That was a pretty masterful segue you did there. Like, it deserves some commendation for sure.
Thank you. I'll be sure to, if you could just go ahead and put my YouTube channel in your description.
I'll link your PayPal too if you want.
Oh, yeah. Actually, if you could just link to my funeral home page where people can leave flowers.
Shout out to Deaton Funeral.
Of course you did.
You know I did it. You know I had to do it.
I like how in episode 2 we tried not to specify where we were
and then
from.
Episode 3.
And then Garrett several times throws out the exact town that we live in, most of our full names.
I was gonna name the episode Name Drop Top. There's so many names dropped in that episode.
I love it. That's pretty good.
Oh man.
I will throw out that my YouTube channel, every time I do a live stream, which by the way, I'm still doing live streams. I think they're fun.
Live streams are great.
I like being more personal. I can talk about how I think R should be a vowel.
Wait.
And, that's true.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yes, I will throw out that my YouTube channel is, if you want to go to my channel, the fastest way is youtube.com/HTPGamer, and it will be forever, but I'm okay with that.
I would debate against the R thing, but I really don't want to discuss for a prolonged amount of time about whether or not R should be a consonant. Vowel, yeah.
Okay, look at it like this. Is Y a vowel?
Sometimes, yeah.
Why sometimes?
Yeah, why sometimes it's about... No, I'm just kidding. I know what you mean. I don't
Seriously,
know.
though, why is it only sometimes a vowel?
Because it makes vowels. It sort of imitates vowel sounds sometimes.
Well, you say it imitates sometimes. There's no point where Y is not making a vowel sound.
Yo.
That's an E sound. E-O. E-O.
No, it's not. It's a Y sound.
But it's still vowel sounds.
Yo.
There's a clear open passage from the back of your throat
If it were an E sound, it'd be AO or EO.
Yeah, EO, except you're saying it faster. Yo.
Yo.
E-O.
Yo.
Just say E-O
E-O.
really fast.
Yo.
Say it faster.
EO.
Exactly.
No, it's not the same.
It's exactly
It is
the
not
same.
the same. It's turned into this is turned into a freaking linguistic podcast.
I start with Y because I argue that there's no point where Y is not a vowel, and then I continue to W should be a vowel because it makes the same sound as oo, like ooh water, ooh water.
Hey, double.
And then I continue to
W
R because that one's
is double U.
exactly.
But
that's not one of the
is
points I use because it's stupid, but you know.
Written is two V's put together, so I don't really know what to think exactly.
What about, let's take the word unicorn. To pronounce the U in unicorn, that's a Y sound at the beginning, the U. Because that's how you say the word U, Y-O-U. Except apparently in that case, it's not a vowel because it's a Y, even though it's pronounced the same as the letter U in unicorn. Boom!
Yeah, but what I just said earlier, we just agreed that Y, when it's a vowel, like, imitates other vowels.
It imitates other vowels by being a vowel.
It's kind of confusing.
Honestly, this would be really easy if English instead did the Japanese thing where every character or every sound had a specific character where it would only make that specific sound. So you wouldn't have situations like E also going eh.
That's why English is probably the most complex language to learn.
It's because basically every word has its own pronunciation completely unrelated to every other word.
Yeah, it's like I was thinking about the other day, like if I was learning English, like there's some word that was pronounced in English, like if I didn't know English, I was like, that makes zero sense. Like it's just completely inconsistent. There's a lot of inconsistencies, like things just don't like hours, like in reference to
hours.
time,
yeah.
like why
hours.
Like
it's pronounced like hours, except there's an H, but the H does nothing.
That sounds so stupid. That's why.
I mean, I don't know if French does the same thing because I don't know if French has like constant pronunciations. But I do know they love the silent letters thing, which is probably where part of English comes from.
Oh yeah, they're both Latin derivatives. I know that. Pretty sure. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure, but I think they are both Latin derivatives.
Well, German is a Latin derivative.
I know Spanish is.
Most of the European languages, the popular ones, are Germanic, which is a subsidiary of Latin. So that's right. I took a linguistics class. I actually didn't.
Then Latin died. Rest in peace, fam.
It did.
Throwing up for the homies.
Haha. People say Latin is a dead language, and yet I Like It Like That got popular.
I like it like
and that's Latin. That's a Latin song, am I right?
No.
I like it like.
Shout out to Hot Shell Ray.
Shout out to Cardi B for drugging men and being kind of a disgusting person about it.
Yeah, Cardi B is pretty suspect, not gonna lie.
Yeah, don't do that, Cardi. What are you thinking?
She's also not a good musician.
Ooh, that's a matter of opinion. One that I don't disagree with because I've literally never listened to one of her songs.
She just... Well, never mind, I'm not gonna say that.
She's just a woman.
Actually, I will say it. She's second-rate Nicki Minaj.
Ooh, that's not an unpopular opinion.
Just like to point out, for all the viewers at home, I don't know what I'm building. I have no plan. I'm just starting and I'm going.
I'm underground right now, but I'm gonna stay down here until I need to get food or until you finish, whichever comes first. I'm excited to see what your creation is.
I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's existing right now, which is more than it was 5 minutes ago.
It is, in fact, in existence.
But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, linguistics.
Video games. Actually,
we were supposed to be talking about video games.
Yeah, we did an extremely good segue, and then we started talking about vowels.
Some bullcrap about R being a vowel, and then I had to run up on them.
And then you had to derail.
All right. So now,
I think video games are stupid and I
say
hate them.
Yogi Bear.
I think Yogi Bear is stupid and I hate him.
I swear that's what you said.
Hey, boo boo!
Nice,
I'm stupid and I hate myself.
it's a nice picnic basket. Hey, boo boo.
That's a nice picnic basket you got there, hey, boo boo.
What did you actually say?
I said video games are stupid and I hate them.
That's not true. You're playing one right now.
Oh. Minecraft is a video game?
No.
I thought it was a graphic adventure. Actually, that's a type of video game, so I guess that joke is ruined. Shoot. Cancel the podcast.
Another joke down the drain.
Another joke
Another one
gone,
left,
just
yeah.
like HTPGamer.
There you go.
Dead forever.
Full circle. I like your style.
Oh, thank you. No one's ever said they liked my style before.
That's true.
For a number of reasons. That's true. I've been following.
And are we actually going to get into the thing?
Probably.
Let's be honest, we're not.
Well, maybe. Have you ever tried like looking into making video games?
No, because I know it's extremely complex. I would like to be on like the I'd like to, but
You'd like to be on what?
I guess the design team, but that's not.
Oh yeah, game designer is one of those like mythical jobs where you have to sort of be in the industry and like have a lot of history, because otherwise people will just be like, well, you've played video games, but do you know like what systems work and why, how difficult this would be to put together? Because like game designer is kind of a overarching thing where it's also they have to know, it's kind of like a producer in a movie where it's not just they think of ideas, they also have to get a lot of the ideas together and get the people together.
Yeah. It it would be really fun because I have a lot of ideas for how games could be improved and what would be fun and whatnot, but
Name one.
oh gosh, I've been put on the spot. I don't know. I always think about, especially whenever I play COD, like I always think of how like it could be made much more fun. I can't like really think of one off top of my
And this
head.
guy wants to be a game designer.
No, I didn't say I want to. I just think it would be fun. But there's a.
Ignore my mic.
I'm
Mic
trying to think. Because there's like, I don't know. I've thought about Overwatch. What if there's a character that had a flamethrower? But I was like, I don't know. That might be kind of annoying to play against.
Well, TF2, which is Overwatch 1. Which, by the way, TF2, I'm pretty sure right now has more active players than Overwatch does.
It kind of wouldn't surprise me because Overwatch has been on a pretty rough patch. That's whole play on words there for all you guys.
TF2 had the luck of being not just being really well polished and having a lot of solid fan support, but also the fact that for the first few years it had constant updates meant that there were a lot of new players coming in, as well as old ones that were like getting attached to it. But yeah, there's the Pyro in TF2. His primary weapon is a flamethrower, and it is kind of annoying to play against.
That's why they didn't
but
do it, 'cause I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't want to. Yeah, make it. They didn't want to make it obvious, except they did.
I mean, it's not like. Would you call Overwatch like a carbon copy? Because I wouldn't.
Oh, absolutely not. There's a lot of. I only played like a couple hours of Overwatch, but there were enough differences. Like, because there's all the MOBA features that honestly I think separated enough. Because with TF2, it's very rare that you'll get. Well, actually, it's not rare anymore. At the beginning, all the weapons were just like, this is a gun, it shoots. And then there were like a couple special ones that did different things, but it wasn't until a few years in that they started adding like abilities that were weapon based, where it was like you had an item that could recharge and gave you invincibility for a short time.
Can you sleep, by the way? Or no?
Can I sweep? Oh, I'm underground.
That's fine. Yeah.
Can you sweep?
Another thing it does is like it centralizes a lot on or hones in a lot on characters and like and being diverse in their characters. Like there's characters from all over the world, and like I feel like TF2 they're just Then there's no like character. It's just like the class, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing that people who don't play TF2 know about. This is something that I was hoping Overwatch would do, and I was really disappointed. TF2 characters, each one of them has a really unique identity, and they all have like hundreds of voice lines that you will hear constantly throughout the game. They're all really well written, and it's really enjoyable to listen to. Also, there's the Meet the Team videos, which show off all the characters individually, and there's Team Fortress 2 comics, which are like hundreds and hundreds of pages worth of seeing the characters interact and like this. Well, it's kind of hard to explain if you don't know, but it's sort of like a few of them were prefaces to like this is why this game mode is being added like in universe. I'm in bed now, by the way.
Oh crap! Hold up.
And then they're doing one right now, which by the way, it's been on hold for like 2 years, but they're doing a comic that's like this is what happens after the game ends because it's been around for so long that they're trying to wrap up the story.
Yeah, I don't know like much anything about Team Fortress 2, except that it was the predecessor to Overwatch. But
it's very quality video game.
how old is it?
It's been around since 2007,
That's
so
wild.
it's 12 years old. Yeah, it's honestly it's sort of I think right now is actually the longest they've gone without an update. It's been like a couple years without a super major update. But yeah, basically up until 2013 or 14, I want to say they had like major updates every year. They 2011 was when I started playing because that's when it went free to play. That was only 4 years after it came out. But that's when they did the Meet the Medic update, which basically changed a lot about the medic and added a bunch of items. Then next year was Meet the Pyro, and then after that was Man vs. Machine, which added a completely new game mode as a sort of, not exactly tower defense, but like a wave-based thingy. I don't know how to describe it.
It seemed Overwatch had a really strong start and lasted for a pretty good bit. Within the game, like very slowly, kind of started declining a little bit, and then I think they started adding these characters that are just absolutely like annoying to be on the receiving end of. Like they're like kind of low skill, and being on the receiving end of them is about the most unfun thing. I think the first of which was, well, you could argue Sombra maybe, but Sombra is tame compared to the ones that come later, i.e. Doomfist.
Sombra is tame.
Which had
Doomfist wasn't ever voiced by Terry Crews,
no,
was he?
he wasn't.
What a letdown.
I can see why he wasn't though, because they wanted a more serious kind of character.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Terry Crews can play serious. Haven't you seen Everybody Hates Chris? He's super serious in that.
Oh, crap. Wait. Why does this look weird? Oh, but
TF2 did have the because it's built on the Source engine. If you don't know, the Source engine is super moddable. And there was, even from the beginning, there was always a huge community scene of custom maps and custom game modes. And Valve was also big about like hiring community people to work on the game, or like adding community maps to the game, which was pretty cool. Also, I guess the MOBA part kind of changes things, because since Overwatch has the sort of MOBA thing where there's a lot of characters. They all have unique abilities.
How many characters are on Team Fortress?
There's from the beginning there've only been 9.
Okay.
And well, that's kind of because Team Fortress 2 is based on. It was originally a mod for Half-Life called Team Fortress, which then became Team Fortress Classic, quote unquote, which was a sort of updated version with new models. That was just basically re-released by Valve after they hired the people who worked on Team Fortress 1.
Seems like a lot of things stemmed from Half-Life.
It really, well, yeah, Half-Life was a massive game, and there was such a huge community modding scene for it too, because it was based on Quake, which was also hugely moddable. So yeah, Counter-Strike, yeah, was also based on that. Then Half-Life 2. And then, like, I think the biggest thing that's unrelated to that was probably Portal, which was a game. I don't remember if it was made for some kind of game jam or competition, or if it was just like a small game made separate, but it was made by a small team that then got hired by Valve. And Dota, which was originally a Warcraft 3 mod. Which I guess Blizzard's probably pretty mad about not getting to keep them.
Yeah.
Because Dota 2 was worth a lot of money.
I think Blizzard has had a pretty rough creative block with Overwatch. And I think I attribute the game's large downfall to one character in Brigitte that
Ooh.
That just like there was Overwatch had in like comp and like in the professional like leagues, they had this one main strategy that people would play very often called dive, and it featured mostly the same characters over and over again: Genji, Diva, Winston, Tracer, Lucio, and Zenyatta, pretty much. And it was like that for several months, maybe even a year. Like that was what people played. I guess the devs got tired of it or something. They added a character that completely just makes the comp unviable, which was Brigitte.
Oh, nice.
And what that does is it kills so much hype for the game. Like, or it kills a lot of people's I guess enjoyment.
You can't just
you can't force the meta.
You can't say, "Oh, this is what people enjoy. This is like the really common thing. We're gonna add a counter to all of it. Now everyone has to relearn how to play this entire competitive team."
Like a meta, a meta will evolve over time, anyways. A lot of people like stopped playing when Brigitte came out. It's
because her name is offensive.
Yeah. God, I can't figure out if we can build this.
I like that people celebrated Overwatch for being diverse, except then after a while they sort of they realized that except for Mei, all of the women look almost the same.
Well, they have like the same, I guess, body structure. I don't know.
Yeah, body shape, facial structure. It's all very similar.
A lot of feminists complained about that, actually. I don't know. I would disagree with that statement, actually. I disagree that it matters, I guess, because I mean, most of the men are like hunky, like super muscular men, but that's not really a problem.
But they've got Winston. He's a monkey.
He's also not a man.
Speak for yourself.
Only, like, I guess, well, there's a couple of males that are, like, not, like
he's
that.
twice the manual.
Like Roadhog and Junkrat aren't that way, but.
Yeah.
But Soldier, McCree, Reaper.
Well, but Soldier 76 is gay, so balances.
Hanzo,
actually, all gay men look like that.
Hanzo and Genji. Well, you kind of can't tell with Genji because he's like got a cybernetic suit, but
because he's a robot.
But yeah, they're all super muscular and ripped. Hanzo's got one of his nipples showing.
Oh my god. My sensibilities.
Yeah, so you can't really complain about that. That game does very much so over sexualize though for a rated T for teen game.
It kind of surprised me that Disney XD was doing they like streamed or showed on TV, I don't remember, an Overwatch event. I was like, dang, there's murder in that game.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's rated T.
Tracer has a butt, and that's illegal.
I feel like that
was also a thing. People complained about that.
That's what I'm about to say. I remember that used to be kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
But now...
Well, it's because she's a lesbian.
I don't think it was revealed she was a lesbian whenever people were...
Yeah, it wasn't for several months. until like it was in one of the comics, which they ripped off from TF2.
Yeah. People
TF2
don't compare
is.
or don't even
Would
care
you say
about the
Overwatch is in your top 5 favorite games?
I might give it top 10.
Nice.
I don't know if I'd give it top 5. I do think it is one of the best FPS games ever made. Because
from what I played, it was pretty solid.
It's especially the original build of the game without all these new characters and whatnot. I think it was really solid. Really, it's still fun. I've played it competitive last night actually. It's just not as good as it used to be.
It just sucks now.
It's sad, but oh well.
It's sad, but it's true.
That's what happens when you, I don't know, run out of ideas. Or when you...
Does Overwatch Soldier 76 is gay?
Yes.
The rumor come out.
Any game devs out there, learn from Overwatch. Don't force the meta. Not a good idea.
I was really afraid that you were about to say, don't put gay people in your games.
The thing, let me talk about that for a second, because
I
don't think it's anything extreme. I have a problem with them like announcing it randomly, because they don't do that for anything like lore wise, and then they do that. They did that with Tracer and with Soldier, and it's so.
Wait, wasn't it just in a comic?
Well, I don't
Tracer.
Tracer was like suggested in a comic, I think. Like, well, I think they actually officially like revealed it just on Twitter or something. I may be wrong about that, but I know Soldier, they just came out and like said it on social media.
Dang
the thing is, I wouldn't even, which I don't really care anyways, but that's kind of funny that you done. But the thing is, I wouldn't even really care that much. I would care less if, like, so you probably don't know this, but like, so they have for all of the skin, or for a lot of the skins and the new skins, especially ones that are like tied in with the lore, like when you're like looking at the skin, like next to it, it will give a description that kind of like basically like gives you a little bit of lore about the skin and the character when they're wearing that. So if they had like made a skin or had sold just hold on
They made a skin.
Just hold that thought. If they like made a skin, or like if he had like something he says in game where he's like,
man, I'm gay.
I'm feeling awful gay today. No, but like where he's talking about his, like he could have just said something like, reminds me when I had feeling for the dude back in the day or whatever.
For Genji.
But if they just done something like that, because it would have been consistent with how they deliver lore. But no, they freaking just announce it on Twitter because they know the game is like losing popularity, so they hope that it'll bring it back a little bit. That's it. That's the end of my rant.
Yeah.
Gay soldier skin coming out soon.
Yeah, I was really excited for where that specific train of thought was going. Like, if they made a skin that it was like, this is Tracer in her gay outfit. She's wearing like a leather jacket
and tying him being gay with the skin necessarily. Unless they had like a rainbow on it or something.
Tracer wears a leather jacket, and it says when Tracer wears this when she goes out to the gay bars because she's gay.
The thing is, like, because Overwatch is set like in the 2050 or 60 or something like that. He would have been like young and in his 20s whenever like the rainbow was kind of adopted as the LGBTQ movement thing.
You saying that just made me realize you're probably a better writer than everyone on the Overwatch team.
I guess so.
Just for having thought that through.
All they had to do really was like give him like just some kind of random outfit. It doesn't even really matter, and giving him like a rainbow cape or something like that. I don't know.
Cape.
But just
nice. You know, there's a good reason why we don't wear capes anymore.
Who? Like in Minecraft?
People. No, like people in general.
Why?
What, like in Minecraft?
Why do we not wear capes anymore?
Okay, so you'll see a lot of people on Twitter that are like, why don't we wear capes anymore? Capes are so cool. Well, there's a good reason, and it came from the evolution of capes, where at first capes were, as you think of them, where they just drape off your back, but they were worn for warmth. So people would drape them around themselves to keep warm, and then people thought, well, this is kind of inconvenient. Why don't we make it so it snaps on the front, or like closes on the front? And it's like, okay, so now we have a cape that closes, but now we have to undo it to access our arms. So why don't we make it so our arms go through the cape? Okay, now we have a cape, we have this piece of clothing with armholes, and also that closes on the front, and it goes down to our legs. Well, that's kind of inconvenient if we want to move quickly, or if we want to wear something else warm. So let's make it shorter so it only covers our torso. And now we have jackets. Boom.
Caves are dope, though.
Cape history. Capes are jackets that aren't as good in about every way.
It's true. Not near as efficient. But
if you're going for efficiency, wear a jacket.
If you had a jacket.
Have you not seen the... Well, I guess Superman probably wouldn't die from the whole getting sucked into a jet engine, but that's because Superman is a poorly written superhero.
Superman... I'll somewhat agree with that. That actually leads me on to... that can segue into something else that I had thought about. Is how to write like a good character that people like. Write one that's like inherently flawed, right?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a key thing.
Superman, a lot of people like Superman, but he just, even no matter how like infinitely powerful he is, like, right? People love heroes like Batman and Spider-Man. They don't even pale in comparison to how powerful he is. They love him like 10 times more.
Yeah. Yeah, because Spider-Man is just a teenage kid who makes snappy quips, and Batman is a...
Spider-Man has a lot of like flaws, and he
has a lot of flaws and a lot of personality.
He has a lot of personality, and he has a lot of problems that take place specifically because he is Spider-Man. But he endures them anyways because he feels like
because he's a hero.
Like it's his responsibility to do so.
His great responsibility that came with his great power.
And Batman. Batman is also a very flawed character. He feels
the need to play Hunger Games, survival games.
He does, yes.
Yeah.
It's flawed. It's just not interesting whenever someone has it all together. Which I don't...
Yeah. There's a good reason why most of the like best remembered, like from the Superman cartoon, you'll sometimes see like people be like, this is a great scene from that cartoon. There's a good reason why all of those are when he's Clark Kent.
Yeah.
It's because when he's Clark Kent, he's allowed to be interesting.
I think that Superman is a really good like antithesis to Batman, though.
Oh yeah.
Like when they're together, I like Superman.
I think it would be interesting to see them clash more. Not in a, I want to see Ben Affleck and whoever played Superman get in a tussle because I like spending money on graphic effects. But in like a, see the interesting divide between someone who does it because he's psychologically damaged from seeing his parents murdered versus someone who does it because he's a space alien.
Yeah. I think...
As opposed to
Superman... I think Superman more does it because he feels like he's obligated to. I guess sort of in the same way Spider-Man does, but still different.
Because it's like, well, I have this power, I might as well.
Yeah,
you know,
I should use it because I have it. But I think Batman does it so that no one else will ever have to feel the same pain that he did. That's what kind of what his goal is. That's why he's such a great character. That's why his no killing rule, I think, matters a lot. It's that restraint. He doesn't want anyone to suffer the same way he did.
Which I guess is why they put that in a Man of Steel, where Superman's dad dies, so that it can they could have that scene where he's like, I don't want to kill Zod.
I love that scene, like where it's a weird thing to say, but where dad. I think it's a brilliant scene.
The one where he's like stuck in the truck and Superman's like, I could save him, and then his dad is like, no,
and then
gets consumed by the tornado.
I really do love that scene. Um, I can't even I can't speak for the rest of the movie, but I think that really is a brilliant
Mm,
and underrated scene.
I can see that.
That's just an opinion of mine, though.
Yeah.
But
I guess, well, that does give Superman some character, this idea of, I have this special ability and no one else can know, or else my entire life will change forever.
yeah,
Well, like, which I guess is, I suppose, better than I have the secret identity which no one can know because then people will blow up my bat cave and kill my butler.
God, I'm having trouble getting this right. This building, but yeah, DCU man, not good. Man of Steel is okay though.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that thing where it's like Marvel announces the next 6 movies they're gonna make after
Oh, did they
Endgame?
really?
Yeah.
Wait, what were they? Well, I know.
I didn't see. I think maybe they just announced that they are making 6 more movies.
I
At least.
I feel like there can be a pretty significant uh decrease in quality after Endgame. 'Cause I think a lot of these actors are gonna be done.
Yeah, I think also it's gonna change with the people being like, okay, they had this big thing, half the characters died. How could they go up from here?
Yeah, that's actually a really great segue because I'm gonna watch Endgame in like a couple hours. Like I'm gonna leave soon.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm
I'm
very excited.
I have no plans to watch it,
Well,
honestly.
I think it's gonna be a film experience unlike any other, like in cinema history. I really do think so. Uh,
Because of its length.
well, because of how there's just so much hype for it. Like, and I don't know how many movies have there been where like they're the same villain across like multiple movies.
That's a that's a good point. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of series out there where it's you'll have a single villain who doesn't get defeated, and like there will be movies that's like, hey, the villain gets defeated, but he comes back because we want to make a sequel. Like it's very rare for there to be one like, here's a villain that's kind of part of the movie, and then he becomes the main villain, and then he wins, and then there's another movie afterwards. That's pretty unique, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. And well, you probably got spoiled that Thanos won before you saw it, did you?
Oh, probably.
Because
Well, I never even saw it, and I know that he
oh,
won.
okay. Well,
I've seen exactly one Marvel movie. I've technically seen 2. I saw Captain America: Winter Soldier, and I saw you know what? I don't even remember what the other one was. Oh wait, no, I saw Age of Ultron.
not a good one to watch.
Yeah, I do not remember anything from Winter Soldier because I was not paying attention. I paid attention to
think
Age of
Winter
Ultron.
Soldier is a very good movie, but
Yeah, I didn't know who Captain America
that's
was.
interesting.
So
Um,
I knew, and I watched Age of Ultron, and I remember that Vision is a thing.
Vision is very uninteresting to me. He kind of like that Superman sort of syndrome, where like
Yeah,
he's too
he,
perfect to be. He's just like an kind of
mhm,
an all-knowing like supercomputer.
yeah.
Not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
At the Tony Stark, like he kind of began in that sort of way, but he's had over all these like 20 plus movies. He's had an incredible like character development arc to where like originally he was this billionaire playboy, just sort of did things, living life to the fullest. And then
Mm-hmm.
after Avengers, he got like very shell shocked about how real of a threat, like how real threats there are out there, and
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes so far like in Iron Man 3, it's all about him like dealing with this literal like he's having like literal anxiety and panic attacks from
Mm-hmm.
that whole situation. And then Age of Ultron happens, and because of directly because of his actions and the Avengers' actions, tons of people tons of people die, and he consequently feels tons of guilt for it, and then he becomes more focused on he kind of goes into this frenzy of trying to fix the Avengers, I guess. Crap.
Fix it.
Gosh, I really screwed up this building.
And then they did Civil War.
Civil War is also it's probably my favorite Marvel movie. Honestly, this looks really stupid. What?
I think there is a way to do good with the whole perfect thing, or I guess
it can be done well.
Whatever. Because there's Dr. Manhattan is the thing.
I don't know anything about that,
but Dr. Manhattan is basically a guy who, due to some kind of weird space-age nuclear accident thing, he was cursed so that he lives forever, and also he knows everything that's ever going to happen. So he knows exactly when he and everyone he loves is going to die.
That sucks.
And also his perception of time is warped, so he doesn't actually understand when things are happening, or like. So he knows everything that's going to happen, and he does like have actual superpowers of some kind. I don't really remember because I've never like seen a movie with him in it. I think he's from Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
But he's interesting because he's basically tormented by the fact that he knows everything.
Oh, that would be tormenting for sure.
Would you say that torment is in your top 5 video games?
We're just not even gonna do that at this point.
Yeah, screw it.
What's going on here? 3, 4, 5.
I think Blizzard should give me a free copy of Overwatch so I don't have to buy it.
I agree.
Thank you. That's 2 out of 2, Blizzard. Your move.
How did I'm having so much trouble with building this. I'm having to build it backwards of the way it's so bad.
I got a glance of it, and it's very. It looks like a bridge.
I don't know what it is.
You've built a bridge.
I'm having so much trouble maintaining, building the inverse of it. Oh, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is going on here? Actually, I think I know what's going on here.
What's going on is that you're building a bridge.
It's my house. Oh man, what? Oh, I really did just build a bridge. I told you I wasn't thinking. I'm just gonna start and go somewhere with it.
You should have a breakfast nook under the middle section to invite guests.
This needs to be pushed back one. What needs to happen here? Okay, boom.
This is now a Minecraft podcast again.
It goes on and off. Alright. There you go. I think I fixed this somewhat now.
You've done it. You've done it. Bloody done it.
Alright, now put this right here. Okay, I really did just make a bridge.
I respect that.
It's funny because I can't live in this. There's not enough room to do anything.
You just made it just to have.
Oh.
I can't live in this.
But yeah, I'm excited for Endgame. Avoiding spoilers.
You think it's gonna
end
the game? Thanos is the villain.
No way. Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm not. I made that up. The real villain is Tony Stark.
The real villain is Disney because they own everything.
Well, they own Fox now, so that means that Lisa Simpsons is technically a Disney princess.
Okay. You said a lot of questionable things in this episode, but that one might be.
That one might be the most correct thing you've ever said.
Might be the most suspect of them all.
I disagree, because I said it, so that's natural.
That's such a disgrace of. I mean, I guess it's kind of a nice bridge, but it doesn't go over anything, so it's kind of pointless.
You should build a river under it.
I should build a river under it to make it not appear useless.
Finally. A purpose for your bridge.
I don't even know what to think of this. Oh, what went wrong?
Well, it all started with a boy named Ethan.
That really is where it all went downhill, huh? being born.
We in my public speaking class, we had impromptu speeches where we were given a topic and then had a minute to prepare, like just to think about it. And one of the people had your first memory, and he said, "Well, it all started. It was really dark and really warm, and I had this tube coming out of my stomach." And then there was like muffled shouting, and then at some point I saw light, and there were people wiping me down, and it's been downhill ever since.
Big facts.
And I relate to that.
I haven't taken speech yet, but I'm not looking forward to it.
It's not so bad.
Oh.
I say going to a different college than you.
I mean, I feel like it's similar. Well, I guess there'd be more people in your speech class, probably.
There were like, 25-ish.
It really wasn't bad?
Yeah, it's, it helped that my class were a bunch of really talkative people, so they were all, like, basically I kind of knew all of them a pretty good bit before I even gave the speech.
Oh yeah, if they were all my boys, my homies, it would be no problem at all.
I got rave reviews for most of my speeches, which is good because I talk about boring garbage, so I'm glad that they all enjoyed it.
The thing about it is, if I didn't like psych myself out, I would do like fine in those. Cause I've done it before where like I was like pretty nervous about doing a presentation, and then when I kind of got going, it was like I did fine, like I did well.
Yeah.
That's just me overthinking things.
I think everyone does it. I think, well, it's actually a thing that my teacher talked about was everyone is nervous, and there's this bias where you think you appear like, if you think you're stuttering or you appear nervous, you are about 10 times less nervous to everyone else than you are to yourself.
Yeah, I can see that.
And also, like I said, my 4 speeches were really like boring topics, so I'm glad that I got good reviews. I had my first one was in their own word speech where you take a quote from someone else and just talk about it for like a couple minutes. And that one was actually my worst one because I did a Dwight D. Eisenhower speech and I just kind of read half the speech verbatim, which is not good for making people interested. Yeah. But then I did a speech on commemorating Adobe Flash Player. And I mean, I started out by saying, does everyone here remember cool math games? And they said yes. So that's a good way to get people psyched. Let's talk about cool math games and about how Adobe Flash Player made YouTube happen.
Is that true?
Yeah. YouTube used to be entirely Flash-based, and it wasn't completely phased out till like 2012. That's basically the only way to do video for years was with Adobe Flash Player. And then my informative speech was telling people about copyright law, which I did using examples of like, this guy made a fan film and WGM I think WGM sent him a message saying...
No.
Wait, no, it was
no.
MGM. They basically did. They sent a message saying, take this off YouTube or we're going to sue you. And then my persuasive speech was on why robots are going to take all of our jobs. And they will.
Can your persuasive speech be on persuading me to never build a bridge in my house again?
No, it can't, because that's actually the best choice you've ever made.
I think I just have to I have to live with this choice.
You have to build with that bridge.
No, I've done a lot.
Bridge me, baby, one more time.
A lot of things I regret. Making a bridge house is definitely one of them.
What are things that you regret?
I don't know, actually. Let me think. Probably everything in middle school.
Nice. I feel like that's a common belief. Middle school is a rot time.
It really is. Like,
no one really understands what they're doing and is kind of angry
you're going through puberty, so you've got a lot of you have a lot of
Speak for yourself
and stuff taking place.
I didn't go through puberty until high school.
That's true.
My voice didn't break until like the week after 10th grade ended.
You can tell in my video too. Like, actually, you can
That's actually true. If for both of our channels, if you go through and watch, you can find the first video that we did where our voices were deeper.
Well, mine. Well, I can't really tell how much. I don't think mine's much deeper than now.
Yeah, it goes through phases. I think most people's voices.
But yours is drastically different.
Oh yeah, my original videos are so bad, and also actually they're off YouTube now. Never mind. I was worried that people might be able to see my awful videos I did with some certain people, some certain unscrupulous characters.
I just got a potato.
What?
I got a potato from a zombie.
You got a potato. Nice. You should plant it. You should make an investment savings.
Well,
someone in our class did a persuasive speech on how. What?
I was standing still in a chest. The creeper blew up on me.
Nice.
Sorry. Go ahead.
There's a guy in our class that did a persuasive speech on why Bitcoin is the future of currency, and he did it. He's really into Bitcoin, so what's really nice is he did it in a way where nobody understood a word he was saying.
That's good.
I know nothing about Bitcoin now, and I know even less now than I did at the beginning of his speech, I think.
I don't think specifically Bitcoin is the future of currency, but I think they'll definitely some kind of digital currency will be. That's kind of the way it is already, low key, because most of our money, like a large percentage of our money in America, isn't real. If you get what I'm.
Very true.
Like,
yeah.
It's just a number in databases.
Yeah, a lot of. Yeah, there'll be a lot of money. There's a huge amount of money in circulation that's just in bank numbers where people will get paid. It gets deposited to an account instantly, and then it gets spent from credit card or online.
Yeah, that's our like financial infrastructure is so fragile. Like if it, well, I don't know, because
fragile might not be the word.
They do like they record things like every day, so I guess it wouldn't be, but I don't know. I always have like direct deposit. So, like, all my money is on my bank account. So, I very typically don't have any cash, like, at all.
Yeah. I have $2 in my wallet, and that's probably the average of what I've had over the past, like, 3 years.
I just use a debit card for everything.
That does make... I wonder if muggings are less common now because of that.
That's actually, that is an interesting question. It's very possible.
Where people are like, oh, you only have a couple dollars, everyone's going digital.
I don't know, they can still take your debit card because some places don't ask you for your PIN.
Well, true, but also, like, very quickly, you could just call and cancel it.
Yeah, that's also true.
So you'd only get a couple uses. Plus, since it's digital, you can... True. I feel like you would have bigger problems then.
You have no problems then, actually.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I've decided to become a mugger now.
What is this? Nintendo.
But yeah, you can just call... Not only can you cancel the card, you can also cancel the transactions, too. You can be like, hey, my card was stolen. I didn't make this purchase.
How the heck do you make a shield?
Wood
and iron?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the shape. I think it's like a Y shape with the wood with the iron somewhere.
Whoops. Hold on. I'm gonna figure this out real quick. That was not it. Oh!
You know, there was a couple years ago, there was a solar flare that almost hit Earth. And if a solar flare wave actually hits Earth, it would... because they're electromagnetic... Yeah. Because they're electromagnetically charged, yeah, they would basically wipe most of the hard drives, as well as damage most electrical equipment. Basically in ways that would demolish our current ways of living for at least a few years. Like, definitely at least, like, 20 years.
It's so easy for, like, our everyday life to be completely, like, rocked and upset. It's interesting.
Rocked.
I didn't have a good word. That's why it's amazing to me with like all the nuclear weapons that are out there. Like it's amazing that we're even still here. Like every day that we're still here kind of surprises me. That like someone hasn't just kicked one off.
Kicked, accidentally tripped. Push it over.
Alright, I'm gonna take a gander at my bridge house.
I'm gonna take a gander at the bander.
Probably need to wrap it up because I want to have time to I want to have time to edit this and get it up before I leave in a few minutes.
All right, all right.
So I'm gonna take a last look at the bridge house. And all of its
Your
glory.
beautiful house. Oh, by the way, I gave you a gift.
Give me a bed, but I already had one.
Yep.
I appreciate it though.
You're so welcome.
I like the color, and I actually do.
I'll
I'll keep the bed. I like the color of it. I like the yellow. Here,
Hurrah.
You can take that other bed if you want it. It's in here.
Okay, what do I do with it?
Oh, there it is. You can have that.
Actually, you can,
So,
you can keep it, and you can put your dog on it if you get one. Or cat.
I have trouble getting the dog up the ladder, but I appreciate the gesture nonetheless.
You're so welcome.
Alright.
I'm basically Jesus.
Alright, I'm going to have the bridge house to my back. Boom, boom. Oh, gosh.
This has been a weird, kind of unfocused
It
episode.
has been.
We had topics, and we didn't really address
Hey,
either
we
of them.
tried to get. We tried. We tried.
True,
to get
I did. We brought it up, and we just threw it away instantly.
Alright, well, thank all you guys and lady, for listening.
Excuse me. Actually,
Ladies, because your
I
girlfriend.
could just not tell her. Yeah,
Perhaps
I'll
so.
just not tell her this episode goes up.
Well, thank all of you guys, an indeterminate amount of women for watching this video.
Schrodinger's podcast listener.
Schrodinger's podcast, sounds like a flame podcast, high key, but anyways,
High IQ podcast.
So, yeah, be sure to subscribe. Hopefully, I will be able to do this more during the summer when I'm less busy. And also just do more videos in general, but I guess we'll have to see about that. Will we? Probably not, because I'm lazy and a procrastinator. But, Braden, you got anything to say before we end it?
This podcast is in my top 5 video games of all time.
Alright, thanks.